what God has blessed us with that nobody has touched, okay? Just made by God Almighty. So, we are so blessed this afternoon to have Sister and Chef NATALIE PALMER. But before we continue, let us bow our heads and welcome the Holy Spirit, welcome God into this place. Please bow your heads with me. Dear Heavenly Father, we just want to thank you, Lord, for platforms like this where we can come and be informed, be educated with things that we do not already know. Lord, we thank you for all of the participants that are here. We thank you for the Chef NATALIE, Lord, and blessing her with her talents and her generosity to share with us. We pray, Lord, over the technology of these platforms so that we will stay connected and that we will be blessed by this information. And help us, Lord, not to be selfish, not to keep this information to ourselves, but to share it far and wide. In Jesus' name we pray and we thank you. Amen. Brothers and sisters, hi, Sister NATALIE. I want to share her bio with you, okay? So just tune in, give me a moment while I share her bio. NATALIE PALMER is a doctor of clinical nutrition, a certified raw foods vegan chef and educator. Science teaches us the most basic unit of life is the cell. She believes that disease manifests at the cellular level. Clinical evidence is emerging that plant-based nutrition is an inexpensive and healthful way to target the root cause of many lifestyle diseases. Many medical practitioners are using herbs, sustainably grown food, and whole foods plant-based supplements to create personalized care plans to reverse diseases. There is an increasing awareness today that food is medicine. She believes that the body can heal itself if given the right nutrition. To reverse root cause of disease, we need to nourish ourselves with the original diet found in Genesis chapter 1 verse 29 and prepare our food in a way that is sustainable and bioavailable for ourselves. Now, for the scripture, I am going to read that very verse, Genesis 1 verse 29. And it reads, "And God said, Behold, I have given you every herb-bearing seed which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree in which is the fruit of the tree yielding seed, to you it shall be for meat." Praise God, praise God. We have a God that loves us so much. Now, I am going to turn the program over because we do not want to delay any longer. We want to hear what our chef NATALIE has in store for us. Over to you.
Thank you, Sister Courtney. Thank you. Thank you, Table of Christ. Thank you, everyone. And welcome again. And thank you so much for having me today. So I want you guys to get notepads, pens, paper, and, get ready to take a lot of notes because I don't have this written down anywhere, and I don't even have a recipe, a recipe document. So get ready to write things down as I go through the recipes this afternoon. I'll be sharing beautiful nuggets that I hope will be a blessing to you. So as you know, and I'm sure you have been seeing on the TV, the news, social media, there's talk about food shortages. I'm sure you've seen that. I'm sure you've gone to the grocery store and saw $10 for a bag of apples. I've seen that. Like yesterday, I was trying to find green bananas for one of the recipes. I couldn't find it anywhere. I've been walking around the grocery store checking to make sure if I missed something or where the thing is. But the shelves are becoming scarcer and scarcer as I go to the grocery store. And also I heard that some of the farmers are not getting fertilizers to grow the food, which had me thinking a little bit about they need fertilizer. And I'm sure this is not like eco-friendly fertilizer. They need fertilizer to fertilize the food in order for it to grow, which means they're not growing anything because they're not getting the fertilizer. So you know what's going to happen? It's going to be a food shortage. but it had me thinking about the quality of the food that we eat today. The quality of our food depends on fertilizer by man, artificial fertilizer. I think I'm having an echo on my other phone. Am I echoing there?
No, we hear you
Okay,
fine.
okay. So it gets me to think about the quality of the food. So they're saying in order for us to eat, we need to fertilize our food. So then what really is in the food that I'm eating? Fertilizer? I know we can do compost and different things from nature to give the soil the nutrients that it needs, but it seems as though our food has a limited source of fertilizer, of nutrition, because it's only grown by fertilizer that is man-made. Now, God has given us fertilizer in nature, all the tree leaves, the waste from your kitchen if you're eating fresh food, and He has given us other things, weeds and things in the soil that really puts nutrients in the soil. So when we plant our food, the food picks up the nutrients from our soil. You know, Ezekiel 47:12 says, the fruit will serve as food and the leaves are for healing. And my sister just read Genesis 1:29. Okay, so we know that God has a plan for us to eat, right? Not necessarily from the grocery store, but necessarily from the foods in nature. So if you think about it, we really need to get serious about exploring the healing and dietary benefits of God's food, the foods that's out there in the wild that God has provided for us, right? We need to eat from God's garden. So today I'll be sharing 6 recipes that includes a lot of God's natural herbs that we can eat as part of our diet and that we can also use for nutrition, not nutrition, but for healing. But amazingly, the food that you eat is also for healing. So when you eat, you're eating for healing. You're eating medicine. Food is medicine. So I believe food is medicine, as Sister Courtney said earlier. So today you'd learn how to thrive nutritionally and therapeutically all in one bowl, all in one dish, for medicine and for nourishing your bodies, eating and providing the nutrients that your body and your cells need. And as you heard before, I really believe that we must nourish ourselves from the cells up, because the cells are the foundation of every organ in our body. If you remember the whole scientific theory about cells creates tissues, and the tissues come together and form the organs, and the organs come together and form the organ systems, and all those systems come together and form you. So if I'm trying to fix the house, if I'm trying to fix a liver problem, I want to go to the root of the house, which is the cells. So when we eat, we must eat to nourish our cells, so then we can nourish the tissue, nourish the organs, and then we will be healed. Simple, I guess, right? Anyway, so let's dive into first. Well, let me tell you what the menu is this afternoon. So the first dish is going to be a coconut butterfly pea flour vanilla ice cream. And then the second recipe was inspired from the recipe in Ezekiel 4:9. And if you know what that is, you can go look it up on your phone and you know what that recipe is. So I'm going to be making moringa unleavened bread. And then the third recipe will be a green plantain salad. And the fourth one will be a raw cactus or nopal soup, or we call it, what do we call it in Trinidad? Ratchet. We call it ratchet soup. And I told my mom I was going to make this, and she said, I don't know what you're making, because I don't eat raw ratchet. We use it in Trinidad to wash our hair. But in Mexico, they use it in their dishes all the time, so it's edible. And it grows wild all over the place, like a weed, you know. If you're living in the islands, we have ratchet or cactus there as well. And then I'm going to do something called bloomed wild black rice. Blooming is just more of like cultivating or the rice so it can sprout, right? So just a whole process in sprouting that rice. Without boiling it on the stove and killing all the heat sensitive nutrients or boiling out the minerals, because minerals are leached in water by boiling. And then the last recipe is a raw, wild crafted salad. I'm going to look at lamb's quarters and purslane, and what else I have? Moringa is going to go in there. So it's going to be a really nutritious salad. Now, I would love to do so many things, and I did have more things like using evening primrose that just popped up in my garden. But we don't have time. So we have 2 hours. So I'm just going to give you a few things, and I hope you are blessed by them. So let's get started. And if you have any questions before I jump in while I put my gloves on, please ask a question now. No questions? All right.
Well, we just have a quick question about your gloves. What kind of food safe gloves are those?
They are they're food safe. I don't know.
Are they the nitrile kind?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is the nitrile safe? I don't know.
Okay, that's great. That's fine. Thank you.
Anyway, I would have done it with my fingers exposed, but you know, it doesn't look too good. But all right. So let's and there are other kind of food safe gloves. You can chrome the internet for them. So the first thing I'm going to put in here would be the coconut milk. You can also use some other kind of fatty nut to get that cream. We need the ice cream to have a heavy, thick milk. But I'm using coconut because I love coconut. So what I did was well, now it's not cream anymore. But what I did was I juiced the coconut and I put it in the fridge, and then I separated and I put it up in the fridge where it's the coldest part of the fridge, and the fat rose to the top and the water stayed to the bottom. So I'm just going to skim off the fat. Well, it was been out here for a while, so it melted. So I'm going to skim off the fat as much as I can. And I'm going to add to this some fresh coconut meat, but the young kind. I think it's right. Okay. I'm going to add that for now. And if I think I need more, I will add some more. So I'm adding the young coconut meat to make it a little bit more creamier and thicker. So this is like not the dry coconut, but the greenish coconut, the in-between ones where the meat is still soft that you can use. You can use this for yogurts as well. So I'm just going to add a cup to about 2 cups of coconut water, coconut milk, or coconut cream. Still kind of frozen. All right. And I'm going to blend that up and see how to just break down the coconut in here. Okay. All right, so I think that is broken down a lot now. So I'm going to add some of the things I would like to be dissolved in the coconut milk. So one of the things that I call it the star of the show, we are going to be using blue butterfly pea flower. I don't know if you've heard of this before, but it grows in warm areas. You can probably grow it if you live like in south in the south in the US. You can, grow these by seed, and they are crawlers. So you have to get like a what do you call it for it to crawl on? But anyway, let me show you the full one.
A trellis.
Trellis. Thank you, my dear. So here are the flowers. They are whole. And what I did, I got some from Trinidad. My sister-in-law was has been so grateful in sharing her flowers. But what I did was I grind it in my grinder into a powder. So I'm going to add this to the coconut. And I don't know if you have heard about it or use this in teas or things like this, but there are studies showing that this particular flower is very beneficial for our beta cells, and it has shown to improve our receptors, our GLUT4 receptors on our cells, and improve the uptake of insulin into the cells. So it's really helpful when you're managing insulin resistance. So I'm just going to add this here to this. And it's also healthy, very good for improving the blood flow to the brain. So if you're having problems remembering, focusing, things like that, it is very helpful in improving blood flow to the brain. And you know what gives it its rich blue color? Anthocyanins. Anthocyanins is a powerful antioxidant compound found in like blueberries, cabbage, Japanese purple potatoes, black rice. And it's very powerful because it protects the cell from inflammation. So if you don't have some butterfly pea flour, I think you should add that to your pantry. So let me just blend that in right now.
How come you didn't use all that was in your container? You just measured some out? Oh, she can't hear. That's right.
All right, it's starting to turn the mixture blue. And I don't have my overhead camera, but you can see it has turned the coconut milk blue. And it's very thick. Now I'm just going to add a little, for functional purposes, to kind of make the blue more intensified. I'm adding a little bit of blue spirulina. All right. Just going to make it intensify. It's for functional purposes of the blue spirulina. And I'm going to add about 3 to 4 dates. Let me just check it for seeds. You don't really need to if you like, if your bananas are sweet, but I'm just giving it an extra boost because when you're doing ice cream, it needs to be a little bit more sweeter than normal because of the ice cream. And I'm not adding any sugar or honey or dates or anything like that. So, sorry, I'm adding dates, but I'm not like adding sugar or honey. All right. So it's very, very blue. More blue than it should be. I'm loving the color. Very rich blue. And now I'm going to add in here some Irish moss. So I always like to take the opportunity to make my food more nourishing. And Irish moss has so many minerals that's good for you. It's very good for, and also iodine, which a lot of us are deficient in. And iodine helps with the thyroid and all your reproductive systems, women's health as well as men's health. Very good for the prostate as well, you men. All right, so I'm adding a pinch of salt just to bring out the sweetness. Some vanilla extract. All right, and I do also have some sunflower lecithin. And lecithin acts as to will make the ice cream creamier, but also it's very good to bring down your LDL, your bad cholesterol. So I'm going to blend it one more time. Okay.
Just a quick question. You did say that you didn't write anything down. I guess as far as measurements go, we just kind of It's by taste.
Yes, I'm going by taste. You got it.
Okay.
I'm going by this.
That's how good
There was
chefs
a
cook.
time constraint that I couldn't get to the recipe cards.
Okay.
But you know, as you add, since you see what you're adding, you can say, this is, I'm adding about a teaspoon or a tablespoon,
I could do that too.
because you see what you're adding. Because I
Okay.
had asked why you left some of the pea powder in the bowl, but I said, well, maybe she didn't need all of it.
Oh yeah, so I left some. I always put a little extra in case something happens. Backup. All right, so I'm going to put at least about 2 to 3 cups of frozen banana in there. I thought they would have been a little bit more soft, but the reason why I'm using a food ice cream maker, so I want the ingredients to be as cold as possible. Okay. So I'm starting with 1 cup of bananas. I think I put at the beginning about 2 cups of coconut milk, maybe about a tablespoon of vanilla extract, about 3 to 4 dates, and maybe a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons of the pea protein, the butterfly pea. So let me get another cup of.
Dr. Natalie, I have a question.
Yeah.
So this recipe with the ingredients, I mean, it's ice cream. So you recommend it for a child, right?
Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you.
Absolutely. And this is a wonderful way to get some nutrition into your child. They wouldn't even taste the iris moss. They're not going to take, and they love blue, children love color. So you can put blue strawberry powder in here. You can put echinacea in here. You can put just dry them and powder them, and the kids they just like it. And once you encourage kids to partake in the process, trust me, they'll eat what they make. All right. So that's about 2 bananas. Now, as I said, I'm using a ice cream maker, but you can definitely put this in a dish, and put it in your freezer and use it that way, and use your food processor to blend it to get it creamy.
And the sea moss was about, I think you did.
I'm sorry?
The Irish sea moss was at about 2.
About 2 tablespoons of Irish.
Uh-huh. And the salt was about 1 teaspoon?
Maybe half a teaspoon, because I don't want it too salty. Just a pinch to bring out the sweetness.
Okay.
Okay.
I think this is perfect for summer, everyone, especially because it's so
Sorry, I didn't
hot.
hear you.
I was just saying, I think this is excellent for the summer now that it's so hot. You can give it to kids, anybody who's not feeling so well, to give them some energy, nutrition. This is amazing.
And then you could actually just drink it like that. You don't even have to make it an ice cream. You can put it in cups. You can get them in cups and stick the popsicle stick in there. And
Mm-hmm.
the kids will love that. Or in I think they have little what do you call those things? You put the popsicle, the flat ones. You can put it in it. So I'm just gonna taste it to see if it's before I add the lecithin. And lecithin is very good for the brain as well. So I mean, you cannot go wrong with this recipe. I'm gonna add the remaining of my date water because to make it sweeter. Very good. All right. All right, so now I'm going to add the lecithin. You need to add the lecithin while the blender is running. Otherwise, it will clump up. So as soon as you see the vortex in the middle, you want to add the lecithin. I think I put about a tablespoon of lecithin. Okay. So let me get the vortex going. We want it dancing off the countertop now. Right. Let me help it along. It's very creamy. So the idea is to make it really creamy. I got my vortex and I dropped my sunflower lecithin in there. I do have some bananas left. I think I'm ready to put it into my my ice cream maker. All right. So that's a very easy recipe once you get it. And you'll see you don't need a recipe for it. Just clean up the space and then I'll put it in my ice cream maker. So I have my ice cream maker base in my freezer, so I'm just going to grab it here. It's very cold. All right, let's see if it's sitting properly. Got it? Let's check it out first. Let's make sure we got it closed. All right. I'm going to plug it in. Sorry. Okay. All right, so it looks like it's working. Let me pour in the ice cream now. So you see how blue it is? I got. All right. Let's.
Beautiful color.
Yeah, very nice. So I'm gonna pour it in there. Takes about 25 to 30 minutes to get done. So while this is churning, we'll make my Ezekiel bread, moringa bread.
That looks like a high-tech ice cream maker.
It's Cuisinart.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And again, you can do this with your food processor if you have one, or you can just put it in the fridge and ever so often you have to keep mixing it in the bowl because you'll get ice crystals. Okay. All right, so we will wash this out. How about this? But you know, like what I did with me. But I'll give it 30 minutes. Nope, already gone. All right, so let's jump to the next thing. So any questions on that ice cream while I just tidy up a little bit?
Well, I was curious when you added your dates, right? I was thinking that, wow, I wonder if those dates will dice up very finely or will they be little bits? Because I was thinking that when you're adding stuff to the blender to add the chunky stuff when there's less volume than when there is a full, all of that liquid in there. But when I guess, because you blended it so many times and that looks like a Vitamix, that it will, the dates that you put in will be so fine or even not even visible, huh?
So what the secret to that is soaking the dates overnight
Mm-hmm.
so that the water will disintegrate the dates. You can
Oh,
almost use a spoon and mix it into a paste without having to blend it. So that's what happened. And I
thank
use
you.
Majol dates. Majol dates has more, one for want of a better word, more meat or texture, and it's fat and plump. The other dates, I forgot the name of it, but it's drier. So I use Majol, and that's why they melt out smooth and they're easy to blend.
Okay, also too, you said blue butterfly pea powder, flour. Now I usually do see the pea flour in like plant-based protein
Yeah.
powders. But just to make sure we have the name correctly, you're saying it's called blue butterfly.
It's called pea flour. Sometimes if you put blue flour in there, you can find it. But it's called butterfly pea flour, and it's actual flower petals.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're like pretty blue. They look like butterflies. And
Isn't that the same? Isn't
Huh?
that the same thing they make a lot of times they make the lemonade with it for like mocktails at weddings and stuff.
I don't
It's
know.
it's pea pea
Are
pea
they blue?
flour, right?
Are they blue?
Yes, it's definitely blue. I see it advertised
Probably,
all the
probably
time.
because the blue is so bright that you
Mm-hmm.
can use it in place of food dyes. So probably
Mm-hmm.
that's what they used to get it as a food dye.
Yeah.
And you grounded it into powder form before placing it in the
Yeah.
pitcher.
Yes, to make sure that it would mix smooth in the recipe.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You don't have to do that. I mean, maybe the blender would have just chopped it up, but I just try to make sure it's smooth enough so that it will mix into the recipe.
Yes.
All right. Oh, and I was supposed to put a squirt of lemon in it. The lemon helps to intensify the blue, and I didn't. So it has to bring out the blue, so you can do that if you want a brighter blue color.
Okay.
All right. So while that is run, I put my oven on because now we're going to make the moringa unleavened bread. Now, I was going to make that raw, but because of the time, I didn't get to sprout all the seeds and grains. So I am going to make an oven version of it. And it has as I said, it's unleavened. There's no baking powder or yeast in there, and it's a flat bread.
And you preheated your oven to 425?
And I put my oven on 275. I'm baking it at a very low temperature. No, I think my oven is kind of crazy. I don't know. I don't know if it's right or correct, but it's 275. Yesterday was giving me some trouble. See, it stopped. Turned off on its own. All right, so let me put it back on. All right. I'm gonna put it back on. All right, so it says it's baking, so we'll see. All right, so that's turning really nice. So let me get the ingredients for the bread. These are all the seeds I use. All right. So as I said, this is my Ezekiel inspired bread. And we often get questions. Where do you get your protein? Seems to be the biggest question all the time. But my brothers and sisters, God has given us the answer to that question. Where can we find the answer to that question in the Bible?
Genesis 129.
No, God has told us. Think about Ezekiel when he had to lay on his side for 390 days. What did the Lord tell him to do? So, okay, let's think about science. Science says a complete protein is made up of about 9 essential amino acids, right? This is noisy. It's made up of 9 essential amino acids, right? But in the vegan or plant-based world, if you want a complete protein, there are certain foods that will give you a complete protein, but you can also combine beans and grains to get a complete protein because the beans have a few things in there that the grain doesn't. And when you put them together, you get all the protein. So if you look at Ezekiel 4:9, Ezekiel 4:9 says that take thee also unto wheat, barley, beans and lentils and millet and fritters, which is spelt. That's a combination of beans and grains, and it gives you a complete protein. And it was supposed to keep Ezekiel for 390 days with water. See that? So the answer to the whole complete protein is right there in the Bible. When you combine your beans with your grain. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Right. So we don't need to go crazy and try to figure out this whole protein thing. God gave us the plant, they give us the answer right there. Right? He gave us the answer right there. So we are going to, so for this particular Ezekiel inspired bread, it combines beans and grains to make a bread. Now, back in the day, they did not have baking powder, baking soda, or yeast. So I am not using those things in my bread, and I don't use them in my raw bread as well. I'm trying to keep track of the thing. I don't use them in my raw bread as well. Right? Somebody says beans and rice. Okay. So I don't use them in my raw breads as well. I try to stay away from yeast, even though we have some people use yeast. So in this recipe, I'm using corn grains. This is millet. Amaranth. Amaranth is a very high protein grain. All of them are high protein grain. I'm also using black beans. You can get about 50 grams of protein in a cup of black beans. I'm using lentil peas, very high in protein, soluble fiber. And I'm using chickpeas as well. So normally I would sprout all these beans and then dry them, put them in a jar. And I would sprout these grains and dry them as well. And so I'll have them to make a more bioavailable bread. And then I have spelt. This is sprouted spelt ground into flour, right? So to the beans and the grains, I'm going to add flaxseed. And I'll give you the recipe. I think I wrote that one down a little bit. Flaxseed. Some sesame seeds. That's just add more protein. And my secret ingredient that keeps it very soft is psyllium husk. And this is the moringa, straight from Trinidad, off the tree, dried in the sun. And I'm also adding a little bit of rosemary there, just for, you know, that I love rosemary in my bread. So that's the combination of my flatbread. It has the moringa, which grows on tree. Moringa is filled with iron. It has other, I think they call moringa complete protein as well, because it does contain all the essential amino acids. And what I did was I stripped the tree of the leaves, and I just put it down in the sun, and then I made a powder of it, right? So you don't even need a dehydrator. So those are the ingredients in the bread. So let me give you an idea of the measurements I use, because I did grind everything up and put it into the bowl. So I
Can I ask a question?
I'm sorry.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
For the flax seed, I heard somebody say that it's not supposed to be exposed to heat because I think they said it does something to some property in the seed. So for the longest while, I've been afraid to add it to a lot of foods that I'm making because they said that the heat actually damages it. So what do you have to say about that?
I am totally agree. But because I eat my flaxseed raw, but I'm very aware that not everybody eats a raw vegan diet. Some people eat cooked food. So in some of the cooked vegan recipes, people do use flaxseed, and you can definitely leave it out. The heat does destroy all of our nutrients, all of our heat sensitive nutrients, vitamin C, vitamin B. I mean, heat just destroys everything. But some people still eat bread and cooked food. So I included it here for those who eat bread and cooked food. However, as I said earlier, I was going to do this a raw version of this, but because of time, I could not have sprouted all the grains and seeds. So I'm doing a cooked version, right? The heat does destroy the sensitive omega-3 fatty acids in the seeds. And all seeds have fat and they all get destroyed by the heat.
So if we wanted to
okay.
make this, as a raw bread, then just sprout everything, and then would you put it in your dehydrator?
Yes.
Okay.
You get the grains and you sprout everything into the dehydrator. All right. So what I did here is that I just put all of this in my my grinder mug for the Vitamix, and I just broke it down into flour, and then I sifted to take out any big particles. Right? So these are the I'm gonna put this aside. The only thing I need to add in here would be the moringa, the psyllium husk, and the rosemary. Right. So the measurements I use for this would be about 2 to 2.5 cups of corn flour. That's after you grind the seeds down. And I use about 1.5 cup of spelt flour. 1/4 cup whole seeds, then ground, which is the chickpeas, the lentils, the chickpeas and the lentils. Those were 1/4 cup. The millet was also 1/4 cup, and the amaranth was about 1/4 cup. And those are the seeds, 1/4 cup whole seeds, then ground down into the flour. And then the sesame seeds, did I call sesame seeds? And the sesame seeds was also 1/4 cup as well. About 2 teaspoons of salt, or salt to taste, and about 2 to 3 tablespoons of psyllium husk. And then we're just gonna have some coconut oil on the side to, not to put in the dough, but to kind of keep your hands greased. I'm gonna take the glove off because I don't like fat being in contact with plastic. And I'm gonna put my water on to warm because we wanna mix this up with warm, not boiling water, just a little bit above room temperature water, right? So once you grind up all your seeds and your grains, make sure it's incorporated well. You mix them up. So I'm just going to add in here my psyllium husk, my rosemary, and my moringa. You could switch out moringa and use nettle if you like. Or you can dry lamb's quarters and you can powder it and put it in here. It's just about making the bread more nutritious. And also like to add in here a little bit of turmeric powder to kind of get rid of any inflammation from anything, I don't know. But I just add turmeric powder. Do I see questions?
Yeah, good afternoon. Did you say did you tell us the amount of black beans?
Oh, I didn't tell you black bean. Good catch. I use three-quarter cup whole black beans.
Question. How long does the bread last for? A week?
Well, you know, it goes fast, but you can put it in the freezer and put layers, you know, put parchment paper between them and store it in the freezer.
And your black beans, are you using you're using canned black beans, or are you using the black beans and you soak them?
All the grains here are dried, organic, whole grains, no canned anything.
Okay. And so you're using the black dry beans and you grinded them up?
Yes.
Okay.
So everything is grounded up, and then I sift it through a sieve to take out any lumps or clumps. If you don't sift it, it will bake with clumps in there.
Question, you said you didn't have enough time to sprout them. If we wanted to sprout them, what would be the step then? Would it be total different directions
But
and total different volume?
Sorry, say again.
I said, before earlier you were saying that you had intended to sprout the beans, but you didn't have enough time. I was wondering, are the directions different if we sprout the beans before grinding them?
Yeah, because you're dehydrating them, so you wouldn't want to make a powder, otherwise it'll be mush in the dehydrator. So that's a different recipe. It would be a little bit more chunky because back in the day they didn't have you had to do this mortar and pestle thing. They didn't have these new technologies that would grind things down to fine flour, I guess. So with the dehydration method, the raw method, I wouldn't make it so fine. It would definitely have a little bit more chunkiness into it. And I would probably blend the batter wet and then dehydrate them. But that's a different class. All right.
And just to clarify, the black beans is 3/4 of a cup.
Yes, ma'am.
And the flaxseed, how much flour of the flaxseed?
The flaxseed, I think I did 1/4 cup of flaxseed.
Okay.
And then don't forget the spelt.
Yes, you said 1.5 cup of that.
I'm going to see if I could. Can you get my other phone post so I can show you what the ice cream looks like? Can I share?
You're saying you want to text it to Sister Rhonda?
No, if you could, if you can give my phone the ability to share, I want to show you what the ice cream is looking like.
Well, if you go in and dial into this platform, do it with your name, and then I can make
I'm
that.
gonna raise my hand so you can see me.
Okay.
You mean?
Yes, okay. Let me try to make you host right now. Oh man. I don't see that I can make you
I have
host.
my camera on.
Okay, so I spotlighted your, we can see it on the screen. Can everyone see that?
See how it's coming in? The ice cream is starting to turn up.
Yes.
Yeah, looks like a scoop. Mm-hmm.
I have an explanation on the side. But all right, so.
Not seeing that.
That's good, right? So all right, so let's get
I'm
on
not
the
seeing
bread.
it either. I'm not seeing it.
All right, so now that you add, make sure everything is all mixed well after you grind up all your grains and seeds. And then you want to add. Okay, you don't want it boiling hot, you just want to add a little bit of water. Okay. Oh, and I did add a little bit of, I forgot, a little bit of honey in here as well. And I don't have the honey. Yes, I see the honey. I added a little bit of honey in here as well so that it would give the bread a sweet taste. You could probably use date paste if you want or whatever.
And I'm sure you'll tell us about how much water. It would just basically, you're making it a dough form.
What you said?
How much water?
So you're gonna mix the the dough until it's sticky, and I'm gonna show you. So if you're using honey, mix the honey with the water. I don't have any honey today, but you'll mix the honey or the sweetener, maple syrup, whatever the water. So just start off with a little bit of water in the middle.
What did you just add
Water.
before the water? You
Salt.
added some salt?
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. So just kind of fold in the flour with the water. Yeah. Put a little bit more. Now the psyllium husk is what's gonna absorb a lot of the liquid in here.
You use the psyllium husk with the raw as well?
With the which one?
With the raw, do you use psyllium husk with the raw?
Yes.
With the sprouts? Okay.
Yeah. You don't want to put too much water so it'll be soupy. So that's why you're gonna just put it in a little bit at a time. And just keep mixing it until all the water has been absorbed. Okay. Just make sure it's absorbed, okay? If you have gluten issues, I mean, this is not a high gluten bread because I'm using corn and spelt, but it still does have gluten in there. So you could probably replace that with buckwheat flour, and maybe you may need to add a little bit more psyllium husk in there. All right, you see how I've mixed it up and it's not particularly totally wet. So what I'm going to do now is you set this aside for about 45 minutes. Right? So this is fine for now. You said this, I put a plastic over here. I set it aside for 45 minutes to let the psyllium husk activate, let the flaxseed activate, and it will start absorbing the liquid. Sticky is okay because the psyllium husk will absorb that. So then I would bring the bowl back, and then I'll put my hand in my coconut oil and knead it into a ball, knead it into a ball, knead it into a ball. Okay, so that's noisy. So anyways, what I was saying is that I would cover this, set it aside for 45 minutes. All the psyllium husk and the flaxseed will activate and it will start to absorb the liquid. I'll bring it back, put my hand in some coconut oil and knead it into a ball. And then just let it sit for about 10-15 minutes. And then I would start to spread it out. So I'm going to show you, I have one that I had out yesterday. I'm going to show you that one. And it's been sitting out last night, so it's probably turned to something else, but we'll see. Okay. So I'm just going to knead it here with a little coconut oil. It's been sitting out since last night. So it's not as smooth as I would want it to be. I think it dried out. So since it has been sitting for a while, I'm not going to let this one sit. I'm just going to spread it out on the tray and pop it in the oven for you. Okay? Any questions? I may have to do a whole class on this by itself if it's too choppy for you. But any questions so far? No?
No questions. I don't see anything in the chat either.
Okay.
Is the moringa added for nutrients?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thanks.
All right. My thing is coming up there. Okay, so let's see how this works out. So like I said, this was sitting since last night, so it's a little dry. Just gonna wet your hand and pass on it a little bit. Okay. So I'm going to spread it out on the paper and put it in the tray. I'm going to try to make it as square as I can.
Someone is asking in the chat, is it possible? I know you used the moringa, I think it was moringa, dried moringa.
Yes.
They're saying, can they use moringa seeds and turn that into a powder? Is that the same thing?
You could experiment. I don't see why not. If it's not going to kill you. I didn't use the seeds, but I'm sure you can try. I couldn't bring seeds back from outside the country, so I didn't. I'm sure if I had the seeds, it would be in here somewhere.
Well, someone else is saying that the seeds may actually cause diarrhea for some people.
Yes, it's good for some people. Just don't put a lot.
Okay, and it was the moringa leaves that you used, correct?
I used the leaves, yeah.
Yeah.
Now you can spread it out as thin as you want it. So I want to like have it like maybe like a pizza crust thickness. So I can put, it wouldn't like dissolve when I put maybe like a, what do you call it? A salsa or something on there, So if you want, you can add yeast to this and let it swell up and all that kind of stuff. But I just don't use yeast as much as I can. Right? So I'm just pouring it up as best as I can. Because I think I just want it to be perfectly square, rectangle. All right. It's not going to rise, so just don't make sure when you put it in the oven, it's not going to go up. So you can also put on top of here some pumpkin seeds, a little bit of honey, sunflower seeds you can put on top of here if you wanted to. Poppy seeds,
So that looks like about enough for about 3 people.
Well, it depends on how much you eat. I definitely can eat the whole thing. I don't know about you. So if you only eat 2 slices, that's good. But this is I'm gonna say, this is what I show you was half of the recipe. So I made the flour last night and I divided it into 3 equal parts. So this is just a piece. That recipe, the recipe I gave you would make more than this. So if you wanted to make the whole batch, you could divide it into 3 bowls and keep 2 in the fridge for whenever you need it again, and just work with 1 depending on the size of your family. If you have a big family, make them all and then freeze them, you know?
Okay.
Yeah, so this is, I did this because it's just me and I don't want to make too much. Okay. So you definitely get a lot more with that recipe. All right, so I think that's good enough for me. So I'm going to cut it down the middle. So you make them as big as you want, right? You can make them here and then make a sandwich, or you can cut them in 3. I'm gonna cut them in 3. You can cut it in 4 and you have, you know, enough for a sandwich to flip over. Or you can cut them bigger and do a triangle, whatever suits your fancy. But you can do that, and then you could do this and do like sandwiches, triangle sandwiches. So I'm just gonna leave it to 4. Because I have some from yesterday that I cut in 6. So I'm just gonna leave it in 4. Then I'm going to, I don't have any seeds that I can sprinkle on here. I do have a little bit of seeds here. I have some hemp seeds, I guess. You can probably put olive slices, I guess, on here with a little bit more rosemary if you like rosemary. So my oven is about 246, but I'm just gonna stick it in there anyway. We can keep moving, okay? And
Sounds good.
my timer, like about 30 minutes or so. All right, that is my Ezekiel inspired whole grain, complete protein flatbread, unleavened bread. Any questions there? Nothing?
What,
No, it's
okay, so
good.
what's the temperature you're baking that bread at again?
275.
75 for, you said 30 minutes?
It depends on your oven. For me, my oven is about 30 minutes. It gets really hot. It could be less too. So just keep an eye on it. Don't set it at 30 and go do something. Just keep an eye on it until you really understand how your oven works. Okay?
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, so now we're going to jump to recipe number 3, which is a green plantain salad. So originally I wanted to do green banana, but couldn't find them in the grocery store. So we're going to do green plantain, and it's just as nutritious as green bananas. Now I'm going to talk about green bananas for a minute. I consider green bananas a weed because if you go to the islands, it's everywhere. It's like on the side of the road, back of your house. Like you can't get rid of green bananas. It's every single place you go, they just pop up. So I call them a weed. So I don't know if you're from the island, you must have noticed that they just grow anywhere. So anyways, that's just my interpretation and observation of them. But today we're going to use green plantains. So we have some green plantains here. And to my green plantain, I have to put back on the ice cream for a little bit. To my green plantain, I'm going to add some cilantro, some lemon, some peppers, because it's a salad, garlic, some chives or green onions, they call them in the US green onions. And we're gonna add onions, and I'm gonna add black radish. I'm gonna talk about that in a minute. All right. Okay. So I want to put the ice cream back on a little bit, but it's so loud. I'm going to see if I can move it out a little bit from by me. Put it back on. I practiced. Oh man, the ice cream is done actually, and I forced it and it popped. So we have a little accident there. And let's pause a while and finish the ice cream because it's ready. A second there. Okay. Give me 1 second here. Let me just grab the ice cream. I just destroyed my ice cream maker.
Oh
It's
no.
actually done, but I put it back there and it broke the
Oh, I'm
palette.
so sorry.
That's okay. We'll get another palette. That's all. Anyways. All right. I'll deal with that later, but I'm going to take out the ice cream. So it's very hard. Okay, so let's just plate the ice cream and then we'll move on to the other thing. All right, so I want you to see the texture. I'm gonna share my other phone. So this is the texture of the ice
Just
cream.
raise your hand again so I can
So you can see.
spotlight you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, we can see it.
Okay, so if you
Definitely looks like natural ice cream. It looks beautiful.
yeah. So I'm going
Not
to use
seeing it.
gonna plate. You're not seeing it, you
Is
said?
anyone else
No.
seeing it?
You maybe
I'm
just
Now
not
I
seeing, I'm not
now
seeing
I
it
am.
either.
Oh,
You have
okay.
to move your screen so you can see it.
all right. So I'm going to this is the bowl we're gonna eat the ice cream in. I'm just gonna plate it with some of the blue spirulina.
Oh, okay, it's pretty.
Like the spirulina would
Right.
give it a fishy taste though.
I'm going to see if I can do one
Oh.
hand stuff here.
So the spirulina doesn't give it a fishy taste?
I'm not putting that much.
Okay.
And this is for decoration. You don't have to use it. So blue. Kids will definitely love it.
Have you ever like put some blueberries on the plate?
You can also put blueberries and you could put you can put blueberries in the ice cream and all.
And maybe some mint leaves just for decoration. Wow, that ice cream does look great.
Just for variety, because the ice cream is blue, maybe you can add strawberries or raspberries, something with color, pineapple.
Absolutely. And then I'm just going to put the and these is crushed pecans.
Wow.
That's a lot of ice cream.
Definitely not for one serving. But now the leaves, those are the moringa leaves?
No, these are the butterfly pea leaves.
Oh,
Yep. So yeah, you can definitely put strawberries in here if you wanted and different things like that. But this is the ice cream.
beautiful.
Yes, it looks so good. Looks really, really good.
Mm-hmm. And no, I didn't taste it, but it's very health
Oh,
promoting.
oh, that's right. You can't taste it.
I put some more pecans on there.
So you have pistachios and some pecans.
Mm-hmm.
La 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 la.
Yeah, I would definitely, I think, add a little bit of some blueberries to the plate.
You can add blueberries, absolutely. Whatever you want, strawberries, whatever.
Yeah, the raspberry would give it a nice different color too.
Yes,
And you just need one mint leaf.
yeah.
Mhm.
I'm a mint leaf person, but we didn't get mint leaves today. All right, I'm gonna taste it, of course. Oh, there's my tasting spoon. Okay, let's taste it. Very creamy. I love it.
Wow.
Very good. Very good.
And where would we get the like if we don't have coconut? I mean, I can buy coconuts at the farmer's market, but the fresh coconut meat you mentioned it was greenish. Where would we get that?
You can get them in those Asian markets, or you can buy the meat. Like you could get like the last year I paid $100 for 10 bags.
So and then you stuck them in your freezer, obviously, when you
And I put them in my freezer.
You can get the young, fresh, young coconut at the Cab Farmers Market too.
Okay.
Georgia. Yeah.
Now, who was that lives here in Georgia?
All right, so I'm gonna go on to the next recipe now. Otherwise, we will stay here, and I really want to eat that blue ice cream before it.
I do have a question as far as, you know how sometimes, like, depending on the ice cream quality, some will melt faster than others. How long does that then hold up?
So last time I made this, I put it in some little cups, little I guess I don't know, little cups.
Yeah, ice
cup,
cream cup.
paper cup. And I put it in the fridge. I've like a month now I have it in there. But this ice cream actually holds up well if the place isn't hot.
Okay.
Yeah. If the place isn't super hot, it will hold up well. Remember, this doesn't have any of those extra things people put in ice creams. All right, so I'm going to put this back in here. And I have to rebind my inner piece. Okay. Okay, it smells and looks good. I'm just gonna plop this in the fridge so it doesn't melt out in the heat from the oven. All right. Okay, so let's get to the plantain. Okay, so as I said, we're making a plantain salad. So I'm using green plantains that I steamed and not boiled. The reason why I steamed it is because when you boil things, you leach the minerals into the water. So I steamed it. And I'm using this therapeutically, meaning that I don't know if you've heard about the term resistant starch. Plantains are excellent source of resistant starch. Actually, when it's raw, you get resistant starch 2. And when it's cooked and cooled, you get resistant starch 3. Resistant starch 3 is a lot better because the resistant starch 2 is in the raw green plantain that you can put in a smoothie or whatever. But most people would not eat green raw plantains, except maybe I. So we're gonna make a salad, and why this is important because resistant starch is very good for healing your gut. It feeds the microbiome, and the microbiome creates short-chain fatty acids, butyrate to be specific, and 2 others, which I can't remember the names right now. but it does feed those microbes, and the butyrate is produced in the gut, right? And that helps to thicken the lining of your gut. So this is great. You can have your plantains, and it must be cooled. You cannot eat it hot. If you eat it hot, you don't get the benefit of it. So you have to cook it and then cool it down and then enjoy it afterwards to get the benefit of the resistant starch 3. As I said, you get more benefit if you eat it when it's raw, and you get some benefit. Still get benefit, but you get some when it's cooked. All right, my oven is beeping, and I guess because it reached its 360. Somebody checking the timer? Like to tell us when this is ready? All right, I'll put my gloves back on here, I think. All right, so we're just gonna cut this up. I'm gonna dice it. You can cut it up how you want. So we're gonna dice it. And green plantains are also vasodilators. It has potassium and magnesium in there. That helps to relax the blood vessel walls. It's high in fiber as well. All right. You could get green plantains at some of those Mexican markets. And try to get one from a real Mexican market. That way they don't spray it with whatever they spray it with when you get it from those popular grocery stores. All right. You can do the same with green banana as well. All right. I'm gonna put some lemon juice on there. So let it sit in the lemon juice while and I'm gonna add a little salt. Salt to taste.
Someone was asking if we know you steam the plantain, but do you is it like ripe first, or is it just?
No, green. You want to steam green plantain. It
Okay.
must be green in order to get the benefit for healing your gut and feeding the microbes in your gut.
Okay, so no black. Okay.
Sorry?
Yeah, so it's not turning black at all. No spots.
No, it's not turning black. It's that green one. It looks green when
Okay.
you buy it. Green in color. That's the one you want to use. So you're going to add the lemon juice for it to start marinating with the salt.
And someone was asking if let's say they didn't want to make it the same day, and they blanch the green bananas and then freeze them. Would they get the same benefit?
Yes. Yeah, because you blanched it and then you freeze it. Yes, you shall. Then you
Okay.
defrost it and you eat it. How does that taste when you defrost it?
Oh, I don't know. Someone is asking about this recipe in the chat.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, because the texture would change a bit, wouldn't it?
Yes, it probably will. Yeah. I'm
And then-
just putting my green onions in there.
And you were mentioning that the green bananas have the potassium and the magnesium and the resistant starch, which is good for the gut. But someone is also saying that when they eat them, it constipates them. And they're asking, do you know why that might be?
When you eat the green banana, it constipates you, and eat the red banana. Green plantain, which one?
They're saying in the chat, the green banana.
Well, there are many reasons for constipation. Are you drinking enough water? Are you chewing your food? I don't know why it would constipate you. I'll have to ask more questions.
Okay, so that person needs to put a little bit more information because that's true. It's not always just one
One
thing.
thing, that's right.
But the person I'm gonna clarify, they're asking me to clarify. They're saying not freezer, but the freeze dry. You know, the big machine.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. I've never freeze dried. It should hold. It should hold. I've never freeze dried it, but I want to believe it should keep that resistant starch in there. I think you should be fine.
And so they would just rehydrate it by steaming,
Hmm.
but then the peel is off.
Yeah, I took the peel off. I don't know for sure, but I want to believe you should be okay with it. I know you're
Taking
trying to
it
prep for a long
Yeah.
time, but
Instead of freeze dry, you probably need to take the peel off and then just rehydrate it in a little water when you're ready to use it.
yeah, that's what you do. As far as the resistant starch part of it, I think you should be fine because you're not, don't boil it over, okay? Just gently heat it when you take it off if you want to keep the resistant starch. You know, you have to eat with purpose. So it depends on what you want to do. If you just want to eat the banana, then you can do whatever you want with it. But if you're thinking I want to feed my gut, then you know that's a different thing.
I would just soak it overnight in room temperature water and just
Mhm.
and it'll just be like it was,
Running
you know,
before, yeah, that's what I would do if I was doing this.
boil it or yeah, I would just soak it in room temperature water.
All right, so I'm just adding some onion and just like you make a salad, right? All right, we're just feeding our gut bacteria. One of the things we're gonna do is, do you know about the black radishes? Have you seen one before? So
Can
this
you
is
hold it
I've
up to the
never
screen
seen a
really
black
well?
radish. I have never seen a black radish.
I don't think so.
well, I saw it in the grocery store a couple of times and I ate it in my salad and it was so cool. But I believe the black radish is part of the cruciferous family, which is your cabbages and all that. It also contains a high level of anthocyanin, sorry. So it's very cellular protective. It says that that the black radishes, they have a very high concentration of glucosinolates, which is those compounds you find in the cruciferous family, like the broccoli and the cabbages, and those compounds are what are used to open up your detoxification pathways. Right? So it helps with cellular detoxification. It helps to repair the DNA as well, especially when you eat it raw. If you cook these radishes, you kill the what's it called? The I forgot what's the thing in the compound, and they'll remember it in a minute. I'll tell you the compound in a second. So anyway, we're dicing up the radishes and we're gonna eat it raw in the salad. So yeah, the compound is called myrosinase, which is found in the cruciferous vegetables as well as the black radishes. And that compound is destroyed by heat. So if you cook the radish, you're going to destroy that myrosinase, which is needed to unlock the detoxification pathways in the black radish. All right, so this is why I'm not cooking it. I'm eating it raw. Same thing with the broccoli family. If you cook the broccoli and you cook the cabbage, you're going to kill that compound. And therefore, your cruciferous vegetables, they are reduced in the their ability to detox, open up the detox pathways is totally diminished because you're cooking it. So this is why we're not cooking it, okay? All right, so we have the black radish in there.
And I just looked it up. It says they don't taste anything like the red radishes. These are kind of like hot and spicy a little bit.
Yeah, and they're a little spicy, but they're kind of mild too. They're not,
Okay.
yeah, they're not that hot, right? So this is where you get the healing in your food. This is where you unlock the raw intelligence in your food when you use some of the food in its raw state, because it has to communicate with the cells to tell the liver cells what to do, right? When you cook the food, there's no conversation between the food and your liver cells. It's very, very, very important. This particular the cruciferous vegetable family, they're very particular important for the detoxification pathways in the liver, right? So if you cook everything, it's just going to not have that conversation. And this is where we have substandard detoxification going on. Your body's unable to detox different things from your body. And then you have increased oxidative stress and more free radicals going wrong in your body because you're not able to detoxify these environmental toxins or toxins that's being created inside your body from all the different processes that's going on. Somebody was saying something. So now I'm adding some cilantro, and cilantro is known for heavy cleanup, heavy metals in the body as well. Somebody was saying something.
Yeah,
Somebody said about the bread. The bread is 30 minutes. Oh, anybody said about the bread?
Sorry.
Yeah. It really roasted wrong. Oh, me, extra time I got. Let me show you what's up. Because a little time, more time than we wanted. It can't stay as long because remember it's thin, so we don't need to stay that long.
It still looks good.
It
And
does
that's
look
great.
good.
So when it cooks down, we'll move it in a minute. All right, so let's finish up here. So, okay, so I'm just gonna chop up my cilantro. I like to use all the stems and everything from the cilantro. Don't like to waste anything, especially if it's coming from your garden or if it's organic, although organic has changed they have changed the definition of organic these days. Okay, so these are my extra cilantro stems here. All right, so let's just add a few peppers to add color. All right. So this particular recipe, as I said, is very healing to the gut, right? This is very focused on the gut and of course detoxification because of the radishes in the recipe. And the cilantro that I'm putting in there. So God has given us healing in our foods. We just need to prepare them correctly so that we will benefit from the healing. So you see all the colors in there?
Yeah, it looks so pretty. I definitely got to make that this summer.
Yep. And then I'm going to add some garlic. I already have the lemon juice. All right, we're just going to crush it here. The way I grew up cooking is, by taste and eye observation, I guess. I know what I want it to look like. I know what I want it to taste like. So, and it's faster for me to come up with a recipe when I do it like that. But I do understand some people need recipes.
Someone is asking if you can, share a little bit more about the change in the definition of organic food.
Oh yeah, just certified organic, and another level down, I guess. The certified organic is the one that should have nothing that is hybridized or sorry, I'm just gonna turn it off now. Nothing that's hybridized or manipulated or anything. That's a certified organic. The organic one, they allow a certain percentage of something in there that's not organic, like 20%. And then there's another level, I forgot the one underneath organic. And now I see organic having no seeds. I see fruits that call organic with no seeds.
Yeah.
Watermelon that's organic with no seeds.
Mm-hmm.
Oranges, grapefruits are organic with no seeds. So it's changing, my friend.
So one thing that I've learned is that the higher the number in the barcode, so you want to really start with 8 and higher. If it's a 6, it can be organic, but it is hybridized.
Yep.
7 can be organic, but still have
They
some
allow
other.
for a few non-organic inputs in that product. Yeah.
So the 8 and above, I kind of, if I'm, having to buy at the grocery store, I'm looking for an 8 and above. I'm not
Right.
going below the 8. Simply because you just don't know what you're getting, because they are doing GMO organic foods now, and
Right.
there's where you're getting your, your seedless things, so.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Alrighty, so now we are going to. So you can add whatever else you want to the salad. I had lemon juice, salt. I probably put a little pinch of cayenne in there. And then all you do is just, if I had a little bit of hemp seed oil, I'll put a little bit in here but I don't. So then you keep mixing it up and you let it marinate maybe overnight in the fridge. And then you could enjoy this with a salad or on your bread, your Ezekiel bread. I'm not sure how the combination might be with the bread, but if you have good digestive health, you can. All right, so I will. So this is this. Okay, it's not fully marinated as yet. But I'm definitely gonna taste it and then let it sit a little longer. Very good. Mm-hmm. I will add a little cayenne to it, of course. This will be a meal here.
Would you use purple onions in that, or is that a little bit too much?
I do have purple onions in it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so this is the salad.
So pretty. So that's like a carbohydrate, right?
Yes.
And
But
so,
it's not that sweet, so it shouldn't be like eating a ripe banana or ripe plantain. Because remember I steamed it green.
so would you eat it like, say, you have some beans on the side?
Yeah, I put some beans on the side, or I might just eat it with on a lettuce and I may add some lentils on top. Eat it by salad, eat it with some rice. Let me just show you the picture now. Somebody.
Oh yeah, that picture, man. The colors really pop.
Yeah. And it's a very healthy, nutritious salad. It's not just you eating for entertainment. It's actually, you're enjoying it, but it's also therapeutic because of the ingredients, the radishes, the green plantain that has been steamed, not boiled, and cooled so that you can get the benefit of the resistant starch free, which is retrograded starch in there.
Yeah. Can you bring your camera down a little bit more so we can really see all the different ingredients? Wow. Lovely. Lovely. Someone was asking about, and I would say yes to this, about you didn't add avocado, but we could add avocado.
Yes, you can add avocado if you want to.
And then someone is asking about, you had mentioned earlier about I'm not really sure, they need to expound a little bit more. Someone is asking about if they have thyroid issues, should they not consume cruciferous vegetables and iodine disruptors?
Oh, I know that's a conversation about, we should cook the cruciferous veggies because they are disruptors, compounds in the cruciferous vegetables that could make your thyroid really bad. But I would say, and research out there shows that cruciferous vegetables, the disruptors in cruciferous vegetables becomes a problem when you have a deficiency in iodine and you have thyroid issues. So what I could add to this salad here, because of the black radish, which is from the cruciferous family, you can probably use a bit of kelp powder. So if you add some iodine to the dish, it helps to negate or the effect on the thyroid. So you should know your numbers, you should know your thyroid, you should know your iodine number. If you think you have an iodine deficiency or a thyroid issue, then steam your cruciferous vegetables. The only problem there is that you would not benefit from the detoxification that cruciferous vegetables can support, You'll probably have to look for a different way to help open up those detoxification pathways, because you do need the myrosinase in those cruciferous vegetables unheated so that it can unlock the glucosinolates that are in them, so that it can open up your detox pathways, your phase 1 and phase 2 detoxification pathways of the liver. All right. So,
but I mean, if that's not the only thing they're eating, they can eat that once in a while, correct?
right. So if you're not sitting down for breakfast, lunch, and dinner eating cruciferous vegetables, I'm sure not. And then you're not eating, if you eat 1 bowl or 2 bowls of it, I don't know your condition, but everything in moderation, as they would say.
Yeah, like you said, they need to know their numbers and know what's good for them. Yeah, thank you for that answer.
Yeah, and I know we don't eat meat and we don't eat fish. Some people don't eat fish. So you need to get iodine. So think about, where do you get your iodine? You have to add things like what do you call it? Nori wraps and kelp and sea moss, which I put in the ice cream. You can add sea moss to your smoothies. You have to get iodine, otherwise your thyroid is going to get into trouble, and you need iodine for your breasts. You need iodine for your productive areas, men and women. So you have to figure out where you can get your iodine from. So I tried to add it into my food, and I could add a few iodine nourished leaves here. Actually, I'm gonna add some in my salad, I think. Yep. I can add a few of these leaves in here, and that helps to add iodine to the dish. That helps to protect my thyroid from, but I'm not going to eat this every single day at every meal, so I'm fine.
Right.
Just rub my beautiful thing here. So anyway, so
someone is asking if the green banana is part of the provision meals or provision food items, like potatoes and sweet potatoes and stuff.
it's a provision. Or a fruit. It could be a fruit as well. Remember, it has seeds. So in the islands, we call it provision, but it has seeds. It's a fruit.
I saw that question twice in the chat, so I just wanted to ask you.
All right. All right. So I think I'm just gonna massage in the nori sheets in here so it can break down. Okay. You can also, if you feel like it, you can put a tablespoon or two of Irish moss on here, and the lemon juice will break down that sea taste. And then you get some additional iodine in your meal. All right, so this is done. All right, what's the second one? I think we have to move. The other is the cactus soup. All
Yes,
right, we're
that
gonna
was
do
the
a
fourth.
cactus soup. This is the one my mother said, we were experimenting, Natalie.
When she tasted it or what?
She doesn't want, she said she's not eating that. So it's okay, Mom. It's all right. Okay, so this is my the other recipe. It's called a cactus soup or nopal or ratchet as we know it in the islands. And for this recipe, we would need, I'm gonna add first of all, we need the cactus. Now this one has been scraped and I removed the thorns from it. When you buy it, you have to use like a little tongue to pick it up because they can get into your skin very fast and they're very sharp. So you want to remove all the thorns. Sharp knife, when you cut it off, put on a good gloves and clean it up. And then we're going to add some lemon juice, which will help break down the slime because it's very slimy like okra. So we're going to add some lemon juice to break the slime down. We'll add a green apple to give it some flavor, add a little sweetness to it. A cucumber, a quarter of a tomato. And I didn't put, when I made it last time, I did not put any nuts in there or seeds, but I'm going to put a little bit of hemp seeds to add a little protein, or you can leave it out. And then we're going to add some cilantro and some garlic. All right. So let's get going. We'll need the blender for this one. My garlic. So we'll start with the slimy cactus.
Now, are you saying stew, like STEW, or soup?
Soup. Did I say stew? It is a
soup.
cactus soup.
Oh, okay.
Or ratchet soup or nopal soup. Alrighty. So that bread smells very good behind me. Trust me. Okay, so we're going to, I'm just gonna get clean gloves. Some clean gloves here.
I've cooked the cactus leaf one time as I didn't have to scrape it. It was already done for me. I bought some from like a farmer's market.
Yes.
They had already sliced it up and everything.
Oh, nice. So, can you see? So I'm going to cut it up so there's no thorns in here. So they can cut it, they can remove the thorns at the grocery store for you. For those who live in warm climates, this is available, I guess. So I'm just going to dice it up and throw it in my blender. This is a really simple, easy recipe. Just gonna scoop it into the blender. They typically will cook this, but I'm not cooking it because a lot of the heat-sensitive nutrients will be destroyed. You can add a little bit of red onion in here. It's going to be blended up, so I'm not even worrying about that. I think that gives you like a cup when I cut it up. One of those leaves gives a cup. And I'm going to add one little bell. I don't know, those little peppers. I have one. You can add about 2 if you like. I'm going to add about 2 cloves of garlic. Oops.
What kind of pepper was that?
What do you call those little peppers?
Oh, the poblano?
No, those regular, these. And I was gonna call them pimentos, but I know pimentos we call them in Trinidad. But it's like mini bell peppers kind of way.
Oh, yeah. I
Yeah.
don't know what kind, but I've seen those.
Yeah,
I think
those.
we've all seen those.
Mm-hmm. All right.
The sweet bell pepper, sweet
I think
baby
they're
bell,
sweet.
Yeah,
sweet
those
mini,
are
Yeah.
sweet.
sweet mini peppers.
Yeah.
Yes. Is that Tracy?
Is that Tracy?
Yes, yes, that's Tracy.
Okay. So why do we want to eat a cactus leaf? It must be strange for a lot of people. Well, you know what? As I said in the beginning, we are losing the nutritional value in our food bought in the stores. And man has taken a lot of God's food and hybridized it or do what they wanted to do with it so that they can sell for money, for profit. All right. And it's becoming very expensive. We need to go back to zero, right? And see what we have, or plant your food and see what's out there in the wild. Cactus leaves are like one tree, one plant gives food for the whole month. I mean, you're not going to eat that every day. This is organic. I don't know why I'm peeling it.
But we used to use that to wash over here.
That's
mean,
right. I use it
So
back
I'm not
home to wash
sure
my
for me
sorry.
eating that I'm in Trinidad at the moment, but it's strange eating that in the soup. I'll have to see how it works out.
I'm born and raised in Trinidad, and I used to wash my hair with it too.
I guess that's why her mother said no, thank you.
Yes, she
Yeah, that's
never
what I'm
said
saying.
that.
I'm not sure if I can eat that in soup.
But this is not a heated soup. This is like a nice summer soup. It's nice and cool. It's like the culture, the Mexican culture, they actually cook it, but I'm not cooking it. What else we're gonna add? We're gonna add an apple for some sweetness and for some quercetin. But the cactus itself is very healing. Remember, we're talking about eating for medicinal food. We're eating foods that are going to provide nutrition, and it's also going to provide healing properties when we eat it. And the cactus, they're doing research now, and it shows that the cactus helps with insulin resistance, right? So look that up. It's very effective with insulin resistance. So I guess if you're on medication and you're eating this, you have to be careful and work with your doctor so that your sugar level doesn't get too low. All right. It's rich in quercetin. It's very cellular protective. The cactus, once you don't heat it, you can get all the nutrients that's in there. It's high in magnesium, high in potassium. So again, it's great for your blood cells. It brings down your blood pressure. And it does neutralize inflammation again with the quercetin that's in there. So
was it really necessary to peel the cucumber?
I did because I didn't know where the apple skin came from. And then sometimes, now for me, I would eat it, and this is for me, but I don't know where the skin, I didn't like the skin.
I meant the cucumber.
Oh, I didn't really, we didn't have to, but if I'm doing this for somebody, I will peel the cucumber because the cucumber skin could be bitter and not everybody wants to taste this. But for me, I would eat the skin.
Okay.
Right? So I'm just doing it for flavor. We can take the skin off. But when I'm juicing and stuff, I leave the cucumber skin on. And also while I peeled it, when I purchased the cucumber, it was organic, but they had it wrapped in a plastic wrap. So that's why I peeled it too. All right, so I'm gonna add some cilantro in here.
Tracy has her own cucumbers from her garden.
There you go. So what you know where you're coming from. My garden isn't there yet, it's coming. But it's not, cucumbers are just popping up in my garden. So since I'm blending this up, I'm gonna put most of the stems in here. People like to throw away the stems of their cilantro, I don't know why. But I'm gonna put most of the stems in there.
And it just adds such a nice flavor.
It does. It's very, very concentrated. The taste is so strong in the skin, in the stem.
Stems, yeah.
All right, so now I'm going to blend it and see what liquid I get. I try not to add extra liquid because the cucumber should give it liquid. The cactus already has its own liquid. The apple should give it liquid. So I'm gonna blend it smooth, and I'm gonna put a little bit of salt to taste. Oh, I forgot to add lemon juice. I thought you guys were paying attention.
Okay, so what about the tomato? You haven't put that in there
I put
either.
I'm going to pulse the tomato in last, so because I want to have a little texture, so we don't just drink the soup down.
Okay.
All right. So let's do a little lemon juice to get liquid here. All right. Half of a lemon. Okay, so let's mix that up. Put these in my compost. I compost everything. I do not throw food in the trash.
Hi, everyone. Sister Courtney, I just wanted to mention this. While Sister Natalie's still blending up that, just know her contact information is in the chat. You can reach out to her, visit her website, book her for events, right, Sister Natalie? She does events and all of that. So be sure to book her for your events. All right. And I think she also does classes. So you can reach out to her. Again, her contact information is in the chat. Please be sure to support her ministry, what she's doing for the Lord and for others. Amen. And those who are on YouTube, you want to reach out, you can get to the Table of Christ Health Ministry, and we will make sure we send her information to you.
Yes, thank you so much for pointing that out. Everyone, it is in the chat, the website, her email, including her WhatsApp phone number. It has all been placed in the chat.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
So I'm going to taste this, but I want to put some of the hemp seeds in here, but I'm going to taste it now before I add the tomato and the rest of cilantro. I love it. You can eat it like this without putting the hemp seed in there. But this is good. It's very like, if you like, let's see, like a salsa kind of a taste.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you get that kind of taste in there. So I can either add a little hemp seeds, I'll just add a little protein to it. And let me just blend the hemp seeds smooth.
Real quickly, level 2 students, remember we have class in 2 minutes.
Oh, it's almost 5. Okay, let me get going. All right, so I'm gonna put the tomato in there. I'm not gonna put all. I'm just gonna pulse it in with the cilantro, okay? Tomato. All right, I just quick pulse because I want it to be chunky, and I want don't want you just eating and swallowing. I want you to chew, chew, chew to activate the digestive juices in your mouth and to inform your stomach, here comes food. All right, so okay, so we're gonna plate this now. And let's plate this. Okay, let me show you first. Look at the soup, how thick it is.
Beautiful green.
Yeah, very nice green. And it's not slimy at all. Like if you're drinking okra soup. Very good. And then I'm going to just sprinkle some of the hemp seeds in there. Normally I use a black sesame seed, but I didn't have any. And then I have some dehydrated tomatoes. I'm going to show that to you. There's a piece of cilantro for garnish. My cilantro is about, oh. Okay, so let me show you on camera. Okay.
Oh, wow. Now that is pretty. And I bet the black sesame seeds would be really amazing
Yeah, I
too.
don't have it, but yeah, the black would pop it out there. So that's dehydrated tomato slices. And I use the heirloom tomatoes because the heirloom tomatoes are not hybridized like those regular ones you buy. And it's
Mm-hmm.
very high in lycopene. The regular tomatoes, you have to actually cook it to unlock the lycopene. When you get the hybrid one, the um the yellow ones, especially the yellow ones, the lycopene is so much more available. So if you're growing tomatoes this summer, get these heirloom
Mm.
tomatoes. They're so nicer.
Yeah, we should be using heirloom seeds only anyway, because those are the only
Yeah.
ones that you can take from back
All right, guys. So that's the soup there.
to you.
Any questions? And it tastes really, really good.
So pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Very
It's very
pretty.
nice.
So beautiful.
I have to get my overhead camera. Okay, so what is after the black rice? So we're gonna get ready to do the black rice. I'm just going to just clean my board a little bit. All right, so that's another food that you can easily get from nature in the wild and make it into a nice nutritious soup. You can add more vegetables if you like. Add different veggies in there, chop them really small if you're gonna eat them raw. You can marinate them overnight before adding them to the soup so it's more bioavailable and easy to digest in the system. All right. So that's the soup. So now we're gonna do the rice. So if anybody tries that recipe, please let me know.
The cactus soup. Okay, I will let you know.
Yeah, please. I would love to hear what you said, your feedback. So this is the black rice, the wild black rice, but this is called a bloomed black rice, meaning that I allow the rice to sprout. And we're in the raw food world, what we do to sprout this, couple different things we do. So I have done this in the sun. I soak the rice overnight in warm water, clean it, soak it overnight in warm water. And then the following day, I put it in a mason jar and I put it in the sun, and then it expands and bloom into very nice soft grains. It may take the whole day, it may take 2 days, depending on how hot the sun is. You can also do this by putting it in the dehydrator, but don't turn the jar too tight. Just put it in the dehydrator and just let it sit there. It may take a day or two to the water would warm up and the rice will bloom. And the third way that I do this is I boil some water on the stove and I get a thermos and I pour the hot water over the rice, and the next day the rice just blooms in there and it's very soft. So that's how I do this bloomed black rice. Okay, so today
Okay.
we're gonna make
When you say blooms, you mean
I
like
mean,
flowers or
sprout. That's just the terminology we use in the raw world.
okay, sprout. So you're
Yeah, because you don't
sprouting
get
rice.
tails really. You just crack the shells open and then the rice comes out.
I got you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you said the third way was you boil water and
Yeah.
place the rice in the thermos and pour the boiled water on top.
Yes.
Okay. And then you let it sit
And you let
overnight.
it sit for overnight into the next day. And you should have rice the next day sometime. All right. So we're gonna make this very nutritious rice. Now, the rice being black, it is filled with anthocyanins. As I said, anthocyanins are very good for protecting the cell from oxidative stress, right? Anthocyanins good for your eyes. Well, not really the anthocyanins, but it also has lutein and zeaxanthin, I think, is in it, that supports eye health. So this black rice is really good. And also I've seen that it's a complete protein because it has all the amino acids in there.
Can we back up a little bit, Chef Palmer? Someone is asking, let's say they want to use that method where they're placing the rice in the mason jar, putting outside in the sun. They're asking, do you drain the soaking water before placing it in the sun?
No, you put it in the sun in water.
And that's basically cooking it, right? Because you're not cooking this after.
Well,
All three methods, are you having to cook it?
no cooking, it's just going to get soft on its own.
Okay.
Yeah. So we want to maintain all the natural nutrients that's in there.
So you place the jar over in the warm water overnight, and then in the morning, place it outside in the sun?
No, there's 3 methods, right? So out in the sun is one.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, you have to rinse and soak it for a night for all the 3 methods.
Oh,
In
okay.
water. And then the next day, you either place it in the sun, very hot sun. It may take a day or two, but when it was 90 degrees here in North Carolina, it just bloomed in like one day. Or you can put in your dehydrator at not higher than 115. Or as I said, the one where you put the water on it, hot water on it. And then the next day it would just bloom open.
Then a question about the dehydrators. I have not bought one yet because I don't know which is a good brand. Because they have some that are really very inexpensive, and then they have some that are, pretty high end. What do you recommend?
I use Excalibur. I've been using it for over 25 years. And I still have my Excalibur that I started when I became raw back in 2003, around there. It's still going strong.
What is it called?
The Excalibur.
Oh, okay.
But I have the one with the timer on it that, you can put the timer on and then it shuts off itself.
That would be great.
Yeah, so just make sure it shuts off itself. Some of them have the timer, but you have to turn it off.
Oh.
So make sure you get the one where the timer shuts off for itself. Okay?
Okay.
All right. And there are other kind of fancy ones out there, but I don't need to spend the extra money unless I'm going to mass produce something. I don't like the round ones because you can't make wraps in them. They're just so difficult to maneuver, those round ones. Yeah, so that's the one I buy, Excalibur. And the Excalibur one has also versioned up into all these different other kind of fancy versions. So
okay.
But I still like them. All right, so let's get cracking with our dish here. Don't fall on me now. We had one accident for the day. All right, so for this recipe, I'm going to add some peppers again to add some color to the recipe. And also vitamin C helps with the mineral absorption in the rice. Okay. So I'm just gonna fast chop it here. Blocking you can see what I'm doing. All right. Oops. This is why I don't like to use gloves, because my finger is getting caught. Okay. So we toss that in there. And then I'm gonna add some snap peas. I show you growing this in your garden at some point. These gives a nice, puts a nice crunch in there. Sometimes you want a little crunch instead of adding croutons. I guess that's what they add. You can add these. They're very crunchy and they're very tasty raw. Look at the edges off. All right. Any questions while I'm chopping? We want to try to put color in our food as much as we can because we eat with our eyes first. And the food has a lot of the color brings in the rainbow colors, antioxidants, they're anti-inflammatory, you know.
Now, shame on me. I stepped away from the computer for a moment. The greens, what is that?
Oh, sorry, what's the question?
What is that you're slicing?
Oh, snap peas.
Oh,
Sugar
snap.
They're
snap.
very crunchy.
Now I don't cut my ends off unless they're just really long.
Well, they didn't come from my tree. Oh my God, I'll just eat it.
Okay.
So
I'm sorry, can you recap for me? When you soak the rice overnight, what are you doing with it after?
you mean when it's done gloomed into nice soft rice?
Yes, repeat that process for me, please.
Okay, so I was saying there are 3 ways you can do this, but all of them you have to soak the rice, clean the rice, like wash it. I like to put a little bit of vinegar in my rice to kill any kind of, since I'm eating it raw, to kill any kind of pathogens or bacteria, whatever might have settled in the rice. So you clean it and then you soak it in warm water overnight, at least 24 to 36 hours, right? Then the next day you throw away that water, you rinse it off, just like if you're sprouting a grain, right? And then you rinse that off, and then you put more water on it, some warm water on it, and you put it in the sun or you put it in your dehydrator, no more than 115 degrees, right? If you're doing the stove method, you want to boil the water on the stove and pour that over the rice it has to be something that would keep it tight and keep the heat in there. So like a thermos will work for that. All right. All right, I do have some, what else? Cilantro. I'm gonna say shad benny. That's what we have back in the island, shad benny. But again, I have some cilantro. I'll just break the tops off because I don't want you to be eating stems, although I'm not giving you the food, giving you it virtually. So for this one, since I'm not blending it, I'm just going to use more of the leaves. But I do keep the stems to put in a juice or something like that. All right. This one looks good. Okay, so I'm just gonna chop up the cilantro. And I love a lot of cilantro in my food, so I usually put a lot of cilantro in there. You can also, if you're in the islands, you can use shadow benny for this if you're from the islands. I don't know if they
What is
have
it called?
that
Shadow Benny, Benny?
Benne. I think that's it. I'm sure we have Trinidadians on the line. Help us with the spelling. I think it's Beni, Benny.
But it
Yeah,
looks
it's
just like cilantro?
B-E-N-I. It's B-E-N-I, yeah.
Beni. What did you
Okay.
say, my sister?
And it looks just like cilantro?
S-H-A-D-O.
I'm so
It's
sorry.
long. No, it doesn't look like cilantro. It's long leaves. It's long leaves.
Okay.
Yeah.
And at the edges, it looks kind of prickly, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
I'm just gonna fast chop my some olives would add some good healthy fat and some salt, I guess, in there. I'm gonna add the olives last because I want to massage it with some. I have a little bit of black radish here left. I'm gonna put it in there. All right. Dice this up. See all the color in the food? All right, so you see my dish?
Oh yeah, pretty
All the
combination.
colors in the food. So we have the veggies in there. So I'm going to add the rice now. This is so pretty. You would know what amount of rice you want to add based on how much vegetables you cut up. So I think that's enough because it's just me eating it. I want to add some, remember we said grain and peas gives you complete protein. So I sprouted lentils. So you can add sprouted lentils in there. Because the Lord gave us the solution to this protein question, right? I'm going to add a little bit more hemp seeds. 2 tablespoons of hemp gives you 10 grams of protein. So people cannot tell me, where do you get your protein on this diet? You have an answer for them. You're vegan, you must be starved for protein. Well, of course, sometimes we don't eat much. So yes, we might be starved for protein. But I don't think it's because the vegan food doesn't have protein or plant-based food doesn't have protein. So I'm just going to add some garlic in there. Oops. Some fresh garlic. So this is going to be a ginger rice. So I'm going to add a little bit of ginger as well. So the reason why we bloom the rice is because we don't want to boil it and kill off a lot of the minerals usually are lost in the water, and any heat sensitive vitamins or whatever is destroyed by the heat when you boil it. So that's why I'm blooming it. So we're going to add some ginger, fresh ginger. Try not to break on my gloves. Wait, get rid of the gloves.
Those gloves.
We don't want microplastics in our food. And ginger is great for digestion, and you can grow your ginger. You can definitely grow your own ginger.
Yeah, I did that one summer. The second summer I tried it, it didn't work so well, but the first summer was nice.
Oh, wow. I think you have to put it in the ground, like start early. If you're in a cold place, you need to start a little early.
Mhm. Now, someone was asking about 2 questions. I responded as best as I could, but someone was asking about iron-rich foods, if they're low in iron. I put in there the dried fruits, the nuts and seeds and leafy greens. Can you add anything to that?
Oh, they're looking for iron-rich foods?
Yeah, for a raw diet.
Oh, iron-rich foods is everywhere. You got the moringa, you got the black rice, you got, what else we made with iron today? You got your bread. Well, that's not raw, but you have the moringa, all those greens there. I'm gonna bring lamb quarters up in a minute. What else? I mean, there's so many things we could do for iron. Prunes,
Apricots.
apricots, can't come to mind now, but yeah, I mean, I don't see anything, all the green foods.
So the dried fruits is definitely good, the nuts, the seeds, and those leafy greens.
Yes.
And
Dark,
then,
dark leafy greens.
Dark
Have-
leafy, yeah.
yeah,
I'm gonna
definitely
toss,
emphasize that.
yeah, I'm gonna toss this, and sea moss has iron in it too.
Yeah. Of course,
But
beet. beets have a lot of iron.
And your beets as well. And your beet greens, and if you're from the islands, dashing bush leaves. If you're from,
Right.
yeah. Look at the color of this ginger rice. I can't remember if I
Oh,
put salt in
pretty.
here. But I'm gonna put some avocado. Now you could do a couple things with the avocado. You could just dice it up and leave it in there, or you could massage it into the dish. See, the avocado isn't that great.
Oh, that's the big, is that the large one that's like very buttery?
Yes. Decided to get some black lines in there. I don't like using it with the black lines. Let's see. See if we could. I have another one here that's buttery. You know those small avocados, they said it was made by a guy called Hass. And it has a patent, so you know its design came from the store, came from the lab. So anyway, so you could cut up your avocado in here, or you could cut it up and massage it in here. So this is your healthy fat that's going to go in there. Or you could massage it before you put the avocado in, just to soften up the veggies in there a little bit. And that's what I will recommend. I'm going to add a little bit more avocado. All right. Just cut it up
Yes.
here.
Yeah, you were skilled with that knife, I tell you that.
Me? I think it's an island thing. Okay, so I'm just going to mix it up a little bit. It's so colorful, like, I mean, like, oh my goodness, very nice. Now I'm just gonna throw in your olives on there because I didn't want to squash them. I was going to massage it, but I'm just gonna throw your olives in there. And then just toss it up. And if you wanted to eat this warm, you put it in your dehydrator, or you can put it on a double boiler on the stove and just let it get, don't boil it, but just let it get warm. You don't have to eat raw food piping cold, you know. You can warm your raw food in a dehydrator or on the stove. Okay, so this is your bowl.
So pretty. We got to see it on the camera.
Okay. I need to put my flour on top, hold it down there. I want to behave now. All right.
Oh, wow. Oh, my.
It
Yeah.
looks like a garden.
Yes, like I
That is
got it, right? And it's
beautiful.
not only tastes good, look good, but it's great for your cells.
Yeah, I'm so
So
excited about them.
yeah, I believe in nourishing the cells, protecting the cells from cellular damage, eating foods that will heal the cell walls, like your vitamin E foods. It protects your cell walls from oxidative damage. So you want to eat food that will heal, even though it's nourishing and really tasty. You want to think about health as well as you eat.
And I
Yeah.
imagine you could put zucchini and probably squash, yellow squash in there too, huh?
Yes, you can. The only thing with zucchini and yellow squash, you think if you're gonna store it, just remember it would produce liquid.
Yeah.
And they may deteriorate faster than the other things in here. So that's the thing if you're gonna store it. So keep that in mind. But if you're gonna eat it right away, yeah, you can throw a squash in there.
But the avocado too. The avocado, like it changes color.
I
You know,
put lemon, I just lemon and I put
oh, the
lemon.
lemon. Okay.
Yeah, or if you want, you can keep the avocado to add when you're at your table.
Yeah, slice it or something.
Yeah. So
Someone is asking about, that just looks so beautiful. They're asking about, and I think I answered the question, but can all rice be sprouted? And it's a no, correct?
not all. Some do sprout, but not all.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to be careful with rice. Some of this is hybridized. You have to be careful. It's a grain, it's hybridized. Rice is in high demand. They want to mass produce it at low cost. So it's very risky to just eat rice like that. So just know what you're buying and what you're getting.
And that's why I said the ancient grain rice is, you can sprout the ancient grain rice.
Or the black
Uh,
rice is very
black
good,
rice,
very
ancient-
nutritious. Look
Your
at how
wild
much.
rice,
Yeah.
yeah, wild rice can be sprouted as well.
There's wild rice. Okay. Look at how much protein is in our food. We didn't even know that.
There's a red rice that you can sprout.
I
from
saw
what
that.
I've seen.
Yeah.
Yeah, red rice you can sprout. Those are your ancient grain rices.
I'm putting some hemp seeds on it, so you have more added protein in there.
Listen, I know you keep buckets and buckets of the hemp seeds.
Yeah, because they're so quick to make milk drinks. I could make cheese with them. I could do different things with them. I'm really fast in the raw world. My space is getting with all the dishes now. All right, so the last dish is the salad, and then we'll show you the bread. I don't know if the ice cream survived in the fridge up there. So we'll show you the bread at the end there. All right, so the last thing is the salad. Okay, so for the salad, I'm just gonna rest this over here for now.
Sure. Now, while you're finding a place to rest it, can we take a question?
Go ahead, yeah.
Okay, Rhea, go in and unmute.
So, hi sis, thank you. I kind of joined in late, but oh my goodness, that food looks so healthy, and that ice cream was so good.
Oh, late you saw the ice cream?
Yeah.
So you weren't that late, okay.
I wasn't that late? Okay. I
Oh,
didn't
that
see
was
how you
good.
make it though, but I saw the finished product.
Oh, you didn't say I was making it.
No, so I gotta go back and look at the YouTube. But anyhow, so that rice, when you do it raw like that, it does it become soft? Because some people have problems with their teeth, they can't chew.
Yeah, it becomes soft. You just have to make sure it you bloom it very well. It does. I don't know if I have a. So I don't know if there's anybody in the line who did use it the way I just explained. If they wanted to share, I don't know if they joined the call, but yeah.
So she was mentioning 3 different ways that you can bloom or sprout. She said bloom and sprout means the same thing. So you're going to rinse and soak your rice, just to that first rinsing, cleaning process.
Right.
Then there's 3 different ways. So the first way, you can, after you soak it in the warm water overnight, you can place it in the mason jar with that same warm water and place it outside in the sun. And so it'll get softened that way. Or you can place it in your dehydrator at 115 degrees.
Yeah, no more than 115.
And
Okay.
then until it softens. And then your third way is you can boil water, just boil plain water, and then place your rice in a thermos and then cover it with that boiled water and let it sit overnight, and it can soften that way.
Okay.
Yeah, and then you could add the extra massaging with the lemon juice and some avocado to even soften it more.
Oh my gosh, that sounds so good. I'm hungry right now. I want some of that food. I want some of that food you got there.
You sound like are you in Trinidad?
No,
Oh.
I'm in the US.
Okay.
Yeah, I wish I was in Trinity right now.
I was about to say I wanted to do a program over there.
When are you going to do a program over there?
I think later on in this year.
You better tell me. I should come.
Oh yeah, you should come later on in the
Yeah.
year. Yep.
And I'm gonna stay with you.
Yeah, no problem.
But anyhow, put aside all the jokes. My thoughts when you were doing that about the rice, when you were talking about the rice, I was like, oh my goodness, this is a good idea for like when the no buy, no sell laws get enacted. That if you can't cook, you ain't got no. If you just wash that thing and soak it overnight, like you said, and you can have your little rice there to eat.
Yeah.
So this raw thing is a good thing, It's gonna really come in handy for us in these last days. I could tell you that.
One thing with raw food, just make sure you're not just only eating salads. to make sure you get all your nutritional value. And if you're using nuts and seeds and grains, make sure you sprout them because they have phytic acid that will prevent the absorption of nutrients. So just remember that.
Oh.
Yeah. So
I usually just rinse it and eat it raw like that. I didn't know I had to sprout it.
yeah, it takes off. You have to soak. It would help to break down all that phytic acid, and then because it prevents the absorption of your minerals. So you want to be careful.
Oh, so sprouting it is just like putting it in a jar with the water and letting it sit overnight for one night at least, just for one night, right?
Yeah. So if it could sprout, let it sprout. If it, because some of them like your unhulled, the white sesame seeds would not sprout. The brown ones will.
Okay.
So those you just soak overnight and rinse them off very well.
Wow.
Brazil nuts would not sprout, but you can soak them. Macadamia nuts would not sprout. Cashews would not sprout. So those you want to just soak and make sure you release that phytic acid. Because if you think about an almond does not just go into a tree, right? In a bag. It's a raw nut, but it's not going to grow into a tree because it's locked in with the phytic acid.
Right.
But once you remove that, when you put it in the ground, when you keep watering it, that's what you're doing. The rain removes that phytic acid from it and it allows it to grow into a sprout.
Got it.
Into a tree. So that phytic acid sometimes causes digestive issues with people. They can't digest nuts and seeds. If you're eating a lot of that, you may find that some of your minerals might be low, things like that.
Oh, wow. That's really informative. Thank you so much for that.
And you know, raw food is not just, I'm just going to eat raw food. It is like you have to think about like how you learn to eat cooked food. You want to learn about it, how to cut the food up, how to massage the food, what things you want to do to the food to make sure you get the nutrition. It's just a whole kind of another culinary understanding, you know.
Wow, like a whole nother education, you know,
but
like
don't let that stop you from trying things, you know, your juicing, your sprouting, your things like that.
Yeah, but the juicing, so you know, I remember Dr. Bob mentioned doing one juice at a time. I usually just throw everything up in there, my carrots, my beets, my celery, boom, and I'm done. I make like a cocktail.
Maybe he had a reason for doing one juice at a time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Alrighty.
some people have, if they're allergic to certain things, by doing one at a time, you know what your system can tolerate.
And it might depend on the particular individual, right? They might be having some allergy issues or something. So maybe he was talking to somebody with that.
Oh,
right.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you, sis. I'll stay quiet now. Let you finish.
All right.
All right. Thanks. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. So the last dish here is our salad. And I think I have all my greens, I believe. All right. Okay. So for the salad, I am going to add in some lamb quarters. So lamb quarters is like a weed that you find in your yard. All right. People just throw it out, but this is called like wild spinach. Lamb quarters are wild spinach. That's what they call it. And it is very nutritious, more nutritious than the spinach you buy in the store. And I was in my garden one day and I see them growing and I'm like, okay, I'll let them grow to seed and I'll keep the seed for next year, right? So one thing you want to be careful with, a lot of the wild greens are high in oxalates. So the lamb quarters is high in oxalate and the purslane as well. So there are a couple of ways to reduce the oxalate in the food if you have problems with oxalate. I've soaked it in cold ice water for about 30 minutes. That helps to pull some of the oxalates out of it. The other thing is to put lemon juice on it when you prepare it. And another way is to make sure when you create the salad, add high calcium greens with it or something with calcium, because what happens is that it will bind the oxalates in the food and pass it out through your colon rather than having it enter your bloodstream and go to your kidneys. So, okay. So now I'm going to just start the dish. I'm going to chop up my lamb quarters here. And lamb quarters, as I mentioned before, is high in, take all the stems out. I have a stem. It's high in iron and other nutritional benefits. You can also cook it if you don't want to do it raw. And that also would remove the oxalates. All right, so these are your purslane here. And who could tell me what purslane has in it? I know we know what purslane has with nutrition. It has what is the highest form of, tell me?
Calcium. Iron and calcium.
Calcium.
Omega-3 fatty acids.
There you go. It has omega-3 fatty acid, one of the highest in the greens you can find.
What greens is that? Not the lamb quarter, it's the what?
The purslane. And they grow like a weed in your yard as well. So I got
purslane.
Purslane, yes. You could get this in the like a Mexican market, or just look in your yard and you would see it grow, or you can buy seeds and scatter them and see them grow in your yard. So it is very high in omega-3 fatty acids. It also has iron and calcium in here, magnesium, potassium as well. So it's very good for heart health. So you think God,
Yeah, somebody put it in the chat. I was gonna spell it, but somebody put it in the chat.
Okay, this one. Yeah, so you think God has, when God created all these food, he had wisdom in the food when he gave us. Imagine a plant with omega-3 fatty acid, potassium and magnesium that's good for your heart health. So you can use food to help with certain heart conditions, right? So what I'm cleaning here now is the moringa leaf. I'm taking out the stems from it and I'm going to add it to my salad. My refrigerator froze the moringa leaves, so that's why they look so soggy. But you could take the leaves off. For moringa is also high in iron and a lot of different minerals as well. I'm taking the leaves off, but I'm going to keep the stem to make tea, like my tea or something. So we don't waste anything from it. So I'm just going to put a few of these leaves in there. They got all icky from my refrigerator. All right, here's a good one. Okay. So I'm just going to chop it up. And this is also high in oxalates, the moringa leaves. So again, so if you have kidney issues or kidney stones, you definitely want to minimize your consumption or cook it if you're going to eat it. Right? Make sure you remove the stems. We don't want the stems sticking you in your gut. All right. So that's the stems. So I'm just going to chop that and add it to my salad. And I have watercress here as well. And watercress is like a powerful detoxifier. It helps support your phase 1 and phase 2 detoxification of the liver. It has the myrosinase in it as well, just like your cruciferous vegetables. It helps to detox the carcinogens in your blood, in your body, okay? So add watercress to your salads or your juices. Now, this is the Trinidad Caribbean watercress. The stems are a lot thicker than the ones you find in the US. So if you notice this, I don't know if you can see it, but the stems are a lot thicker. The ones in the US, the stems are really thin. So I got this from a Caribbean market. See, they're different too. The leaves are thicker as well. I didn't get the American watercress, but you can get American watercress as well. So American
watercress, and the stems are really thick.
They're thick, you think? Oh, the ones I saw was thin. Maybe they were like microgreen something.
But watercress is high in iron too. I know somebody's looking for that iron.
So you can't really go wrong with getting iron in your thing. The thing about it, when you eat greens, you need to add some sort of vitamin C to the greens to help with the uptake and the absorption of minerals. So if you're making this, you can add some lemon juice over it. And the lemon juice also helps with preventing the oxalates to form kidney stones in your body. All right. What else is gonna go in here? We're just gonna put some sprouted lentil. Again, to add more protein. Did I tell you moringa is also considered a complete protein?
No, but now we know.
Yep, so I'm adding some color here. And I'm gonna add a few of my nori here to add some iodine to my salad. All right, and I'm gonna add I'll add the microgreens afterwards. Okay, so to this, we're gonna add some garlic. I'm gonna use the avocado. The avocado, I'm going to smush it with my hand. So instead of adding oil to your salad, we're gonna add a healthy fat from avocados. All right, so that will be smushed up in there. Add a little bit of salt. You know, add some lemon juice and as much as you like. Did I add cilantro? I didn't, right? Cilantro again is a natural chilier. All right, so my fridge froze my cilantro. So we'll do cilantro.
You got to get somebody to check your thermostat on your refrigerator if it's freezing.
Yeah, I had a guy come in there to check it. I will see what he says.
Yeah, we had that
I
problem.
need to reset your filter also.
Oh, what's the filter?
There's a refrigerator filter. Normally
that's
they're in the freezer, but you just have to look on your manual.
Okay, thank you for the advice. I will check all those things because I had the fridge die on me twice and I lost a lot of stuff. My sprouts turned mold, all kind of stuff.
Oh man.
I had to throw in my good sprouts. I was so upset. So. But anyways, I gave it to my garden for compost.
There you go.
All right, so I put some cilantro. I love a lot of cilantro in my stuff. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of garlic in here. All right. Almost a little bit. I do love a lot of garlic. I'm a garlic person. Now, who's gonna eat all this food with me?
Listen, we all would if we could.
Who's gonna eat all this food with me? Well, at least I'll have a good Sunday meal.
Yeah.
And a dessert. Well, I can't eat the dessert and the meal at the same time because I get full really fast. All right, so a little bit more garlic in here. So we're almost done. So you know, the cabbage is really good for your gut health, and all those different wild greens are really good for the gut health. All right, so I'm gonna massage this up. So I'm massaging it to soften up all the greens. And I do have, remember I said when you eating a salad that's high in oxalates, you want to pair it with something with calcium. So the watercress is high in calcium. And I do have some sesame seed dressing as well that I'm going to put on here. Sesame seeds are high in calcium as well. You could just make a sesame cream and some salt and just massage it in there. So I'm going to break down the avocado and just massage everything. I forgot to put the carrots in, but that's okay. And you massage it until you feel that the vegetables are getting softer. Forget my carrots to put some color. Sorry. We need a little color in the carrots.
Now I think you mentioned earlier you even soaked the carrots overnight.
No, I didn't soak the carrots overnight.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to understand the question in the chat. Someone is asking about the moringa. Karen, if you're there, would you go in and unmute and ask your question?
Okay.
Okay, you should be able to unmute now, Karen.
All right, I'm adding a little olives in here too, right?
Okay, I'm gonna write that.
More healthy fat. All right. I also have a little bit of pumpkin seeds. I'm gonna just drain the water out. So I soak my pumpkin seeds overnight. And I rinse them out. These I didn't put the sprout, but they
soak them or do you cook them?
What, the pumpkin seeds?
Yeah.
I soak them. Don't cook. I don't cook it.
Okay. I thought you said cook.
Oh no. The pumpkin seeds adds protein, magnesium, zinc. We know we need zinc. And I did put lemon juice in here. Somebody had a question?
Yeah, I don't know. They seem like they can't unmute. I'm not sure what's going on. I'm just going to read their question as it's posted in the chat. They're saying oh, Karen, are you able to unmute?
I just did. I don't know if you can hear. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so I was inquiring. I heard Chef Natalie mention about moringa being a complete protein.
Yeah.
I just wanted some more information on that. What part of the moringa? Because there are the blossoms, there are the leaves, the pods, the seeds in the pods. And I am blessed that I have a huge moringa tree in my yard. So
Eat
I want
everything, my sister. God said to eat the seeds, the leaves. The leaves are for the healing. Eat everything and you get your complete protein. The leaves also and the seeds, I guess, that's probably the 100% complete protein.
Okay, so because what I have done in the past is to take the young pods, make a stew with them.
Oh, nice.
As they become a little bit more mature, they're really more difficult to chew. So it's quite young, and I make them into a lovely stew.
Oh, nice.
I've put the leaves in soups and salads. Heard of persons using the blossoms in salads. I've never done that. But I've also heard that the leaves can make a tea, which will contribute to eye health.
You can do the tea. Yes, it's good for eye health.
Yeah.
Is that honey that you're adding to it?
Yes, I'm adding a sweetener just to break down the bitterness of the greens.
Raw honey?
Yes, sir. You can also add maple syrup if you want. But I don't know if there's raw maple syrup anywhere. But you can add maple syrup if you have maple syrup. All right, so these are broken down. You want the cabbage to break down so it doesn't be hard. You want all these tough greens to break down with the lemon juice and the salt. So you might have to massage it a little bit to get it the way you want it. All right, so that is the last recipe, and I'm going to plate it. Oh, I have to sprinkle my broccoli sprouts on it too. So the broccoli sprout, broccoli sprouts is more potent than the actual broccoli, right? And it's very good for people who are working on the Big C challenges. You can take half a cup a day to help with detoxification. All right, so let me plate the salad now. So
That lemon juice or grapefruit juice that you added on there?
That I put in the green?
Yeah.
Lemon juice.
Okay.
All right, so I did bake a little bit of sweet potatoes. It's not raw. You don't have to if you don't want to. But if you do sweet potatoes, it gives a nice, like a very filling feeling to your salad. All right.
I don't remember you adding cabbage, but someone asked, did you add cabbage, red or green, to this
The
recipe?
red cabbage for color. And my,
Oh,
yeah, and my, and olives.
they were black olives or red olive?
Black one, calamity olives.
And so those are toasted
Sweet potato.
sweet potatoes. Okay.
This is beet microgreens. I mean, broccoli microgreens, I think. Or bok choy microgreens. I can't remember which one I got. All right, so that's your last dish. And I'll put, I have some pickled onions and I think, what else I have in here? I think I have radishes in here too. Pickled radishes and pickled onions.
And that's just with the lemon juice and some
Lemon juice, salt,
salt.
yeah, a little bit of honey. There you go.
That little hill, it looks so cute.
You said pickled radish and what else is in there?
Onions, lemon juice, salt, a little bit of honey. So I'm going to show you this one close up now.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we can see it now. Beautiful. And the pickled onions just add a nice color with the red onions. Oh, I mean the red cabbage.
Mm-hmm.
We
Oh,
don't see it.
somebody put me thing. There's my hand did it. Somebody said they can't see.
No, you fixed it. We can see it.
Now we see it. Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it. So let's look at the bread. That's what I really like this. It came out really nice.
Now the line, the stems, is that from the micro
The
the
microgreens.
Mhm.
We might have a few cilantro stems on there too. But mostly microgreens. Those stems are microgreens. All right, so let's take a look at the crackers. Don't go anywhere.
Okay.
That's oh, what happened? Oh, you gotta
Do it again? Okay, hold on.
I think you have to put me back in front and then I'll go back. You have to switch me back.
Okay.
All right, so we had the so this is what I did yesterday. So I cut those in 4. I forgot to poke it, but I cut those in 4. So these I did yesterday. And these we may have dried a little too much. But these are in 2. I'm going to show it to you. And then when you do this, you can play around with how much psyllium husk you want. And the psyllium husk does give it nice and soft. I'm gonna put the camera on. So if you wanna sing it, so you see. You can make it thicker if you want.
So the psyllium husk makes it like soft, so it's not like a
Yeah,
cracker.
and make it soft like a cracker. Yep, not a cracker, soft, like, you know. So then you could make a sandwich with it if you wanted to put two together, you know, and you can make a sandwich.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is uneven. This is the one I did yesterday. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I can break it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's soft. It's so
Yeah.
soft. Even sitting there over the
Yeah.
past 30 minutes. Wow.
You can make it thicker if you want, or, you know, I should taste it. Let me see. Mm. Mm. I like it. Very good.
Nice, nice.
Mm-hmm.
And the one with the holes that you punched in there, is that one still soft as well?
So this was last night. So
Yeah. Wow, okay.
mm-hmm. For last night. The thing about it, this sat all night on the counter, so it might have gotten a little bit like a sourdough taste. Like it's
The other one, the one with the holes in it, yeah.
so this one, the dough. This sat on
Oh,
the counter last
right.
night,
Okay.
so it had time to sort of kind of break down on its own, like how you like the process they do for sourdough.
Mm-hmm.
So it had time to sort of break down overnight on the counter. It has a
Okay.
little sourdough taste to it. So my friends, so this is the bread. So if you want to do flat bread, you can. If you want to do like broken bread, if I did there.
That is so beautiful.
Well, this looks great, right?
So tell us now, we want to book you, or like how does we just contact you on your
You want to switch back the camera so we can talk
oh,
face.
hold on.
Okay. So if you want to book me, just reach out. You have all my contact information, email. The best, quickest way is through WhatsApp because I have my phone on me most times. But if you leave a message via email or the contact link on my webpage, I should see that. Or you can call me. I will answer the phone. Or you can text me, say I'm calling you or something so I know, because sometimes I get all these weird people calling. Right. So and if you have I need some if it's a cooking class, I usually do like a presentation before a cooking class. I like to give people background, but I just need like at least a week or two advance notice to prep because I have to go shopping. If it's a Zoom thing, if I'm coming to your neighborhood so you can taste all this goodness and we can have a meal together, then we can discuss that as well. I travel too, so we can
Okay.
discuss that as well. But yeah, so feel free to reach out. Sorry.
Are you a medical missionary? Or are you a nutritionist, or both?
I am both. I'm a medical missionary first. I am a clinical nutritionist, doctor. I have a doctorate in clinical nutrition, but I lean more to the holistic side of things. I also practice functional medicine on the holistic herbal side of things as well.
Wow, we really appreciate your wisdom, your insight, cooking and answering questions all at the same time. We are just so grateful. Thank you so much.
Amen. Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. And if you want to keep in touch about upcoming events, just put your name in the contact on that contact form. And when I have another event, you will definitely get the information that will come through. So just to get on my mailing list.
Okay. I
Information.
hope everyone has heard that. We want to definitely support Chef Natalie. And before we say goodbye, are there any final questions that anyone has?
Let me see if I can do an overview of the food. Hold on.
Yeah. I mean, I think you made about 6 dishes.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know if the ice cream is still alive. I'll check it in the fridge. And
Well, I just want to thank Viola. She's on the 8 Laws of Health WhatsApp for putting this information in the chat. And I just want to thank you. And I want to thank you, Chef Natalie, as well. I want to reach
You're
out to
welcome,
you
praise
as
the
well.
Lord.
Yes.
Yeah, we're all encouraged. Every time we have a Table of Christ Health Sunday, everyone just share the link, because you never know who will be blessed. I mean, your co-workers, your neighbors, people are dealing with health issues, and so this is just a blessing.
So the
Sister Courtney,
Yes.
quick one.
the ice cream tastes so good. I'm going to eat it. Sorry.
So for those of you who joined the WhatsApp group, I am encouraging you, asking you, please be vigilant. We are not going to call you to make any announcements, to say, okay, we need a code from you. We sent a code to your phone. We never, ever do that. So when you join any WhatsApp group, not just ours, be mindful that there are hackers and there are scammers out there. They will say, oh, I'm calling from the Table of Christ, and we have a meeting tonight, and we're inviting you. Just read for me the code on your phone. Just don't. You receive a message from or a phone call from anybody that you don't know, do not answer. Do not answer. And if you do answer, don't give anybody any numbers. Okay, so the link, the flyer that was sent out, it has the WhatsApp group at the bottom of it, and it has the YouTube channel. When you click on the link to join the WhatsApp group, then you wait, an admin will allow you in the group. That is where we send all our invitations. Nobody will call you to invite you to any WhatsApp group, any meetings on Table of Christ or any other ministry. Okay? Just wanted to make that clear. Thank you so much.
That's
For
right.
those on YouTube, if you want to reach Chef Natalie, Elegantly Raw Cuisine.com. Yes. And I will do my best to post it in the YouTube chat as well.
Yes.
Thank you again, Chef Natalie. Thank you, Sister Courtney.
Thank you for having me. Let me see if I can do an overview of the table.
Yeah, we want you to go on.
Let me see if I can do that. Hold on there. I'm gonna put on the camera.
I'm going to spotlight you.
Spotlight me. Yeah, I don't know why the Zoom doesn't allow you to. So the ice cream slid to the left there.
I see you.
It looks good, but it tastes delicious.
Yummy. Look at that.
The rice. This is our plantain salad. This is our nopal cactus or ratchet soup, as they would say in the islands. Look at that beautiful tomato. Beautiful tomato.
Yeah.
And all of these foods, they are from nature. It's eating and thriving from God's garden. And the food has nutritional properties, healing properties, protects our cells from all these toxins, and you can even have ice cream and enjoy healing. Look at that. You know, the anthocyanins in here, anthocyanins in the black rice, all the iron in the greens, the wild greens. And listen, it's wild, which means it has more nutrition than the greens in the store, you know?
Right.
You know, you got the onion, the quercetin from the onions. You got your gut healing salad right there, the plantains, right? And then we have the black radishes that's in there as well, which helps with cellular detoxification in your liver, phase 1 and phase 2. You have your unleavened bread. You know, yeast, if you have yeast problems, you shouldn't be eating yeast, you know. It just contributes, it's just fermented, whatever they put in there that makes your yeast situation worse, like candida and all these things. You shouldn't be eating bread with yeast in there. And Sister White says to stay away from leaven from breads that are we use the baking soda and the baking powder in there. All right. Again, so this is raw and wild nourishment straight from God's table. So thank you again, Table of Christ, for allowing me to share these few ideas that will help you, thrive in the wild. So get to learn about the food in your neighborhood, in your garden. Get to learn about the food that can nourish your body in your garden. And things you think might be weeds can be very nutritious for you, you know. So don't be cutting down your grass every minute for those sexy lawns.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. You want a sexy lawn like the neighbor and spraying it down with chemicals. Let the grass grow. You'll be surprised what you can find. And sometimes I transplant weeds, so I don't kill it. I'll take up a little baby evening primrose and I'll put him in a bucket and I'll make him get seeds and then get more primrose. So I transplant them sometimes. I don't kill them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Am I able to ask a quick question or no?
Yes, Ray, go on.
Okay. All right. So does the sprouting and stuff, does that help with like when you have those little moles on your skin, like those warts, does that help to get rid of them? And also the gray hairs, will it help like slow down the growth of the gray hairs or just make your hair come back black?
First we need to figure the root. First, we need to figure out the root cause of your situation. And then we could apply the raw food therapeutically, meaning we'll selectively identify what raw foods can help those situations.
Got it.
So you still need to think about it. What is your root cause? So you can have gray hair for thousands of reasons, right? And you could have mold on your face for whatever reason. So that we figure out the root cause and then we apply maybe herbs, maybe more in one food than the next, or maybe look at your diet. I mean, and depending on your age, you may be growing naturally, so we don't know. Okay. But I have a practice called cellular nutrition, and that's my clinical practice where I see clients and I go through a whole protocol. I have a portal where you can log in, fill out all that you need to fill out, and we do have a clinical assessment of your situation. And I would look at everything in your life, what's going on, and then I will prescribe food, and I usually prescribe nutrition. Based protocols to help you, which includes herbs and different things, some supplements, some whole food supplements to help your situation. So if you want an assessment, I do give free ones too. I don't want everybody, 100 people calling me, but I do free ones as well. So if you want, I can send you the link to the protocol. You just have to fill out some of the question and answers form, and then we can meet and discuss what's going on.
Awesome. I will definitely give you a call.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. All right, God bless. Thank you so much for all the wonderful, delicious meals and everything that you have shared today. Thank you.
Yes,
thank you for your question.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, listen, I didn't know because my hair is graying, and so I just decided to stop dyeing it. I was gonna I'm just letting it grow, but I didn't know I can maybe be eating better to stop the gray.
Yeah, there's things you can do if it's not naturally gray.
Your hair looks beautiful.
Mine's, thank you.
Your hair looks beautiful, and the sister that
Courtney.
Her face,
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know where she's. I don't see grace there, but maybe it's.
It's gray. It's gray. Yeah.